Let's do the last figure in the Wendigo wave, shall we? Hello, welcome back to the Nerd Room. James Sharmack here for another Marvel Legends adult collectible figure review for you. So today we are doing the last figure in the Wendigo wave. We are doing the villainous Mr. Sinister. A mutant that likes to, tinker with DNA, create clones, whatever. He's just trying to perfect the species. So what can you do, right? Anyways, we're going to take a look at this figure. We're going to pull out the old Toy Biz figure of Mr. Sinister and do a comparison. Should be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys like what I'm doing, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and help it keep on keeping on with everything that's been going on. So I'm going to stop the song of the channel. We're going to talk about the figure. So let's get on with the review. So Mr. Sinister, the box itself is pretty heavy as I was moving him over or whatever to the display. So I'm pretty sure he's a big, tall figure and he's got a low weight to him. So let's talk about the adult collectible box. Basically, this box, of course, is made for adult collectors. So you put in your collections, you put it on display, whatever. Anyways, nice one on display with Mr. Sinister and the Wendigo part. To the side, so when you're displaying on your side, you get Mr. Sinister artwork right there. Back to the back, more Mr. Sinister artwork. Take a look at the text, see what the text has to say as usual. A scientific genius with evil intentions, Nathaniel Essex, genetically alters his human form to become the human shifting telepath known as Mr. Sinister. So, yep, and he's thorn in many X Factor's side over the years, so there you go. We've done every figure in the wave, as you've seen: Wolverine, Cannonball, Boom Boom, Guardian, Nightcrawler. And this one, if you haven't seen any of these or seen only the one, I'm going to stick these in a playlist so you can find that. It should be easier to find. And you have the Wendigo figure, which we will get to in the near future. Another picture of Mr. Sinister on the side. Back to the front. He has an X logo for some reason. Probably because he's a villain, I guess. He's not on the team, but still. Marvel Legends on the top, X-Men Mr. Sinister on the bottom. So let's tear the box open and let's take a look at the figure, shall we? Okay, let's take a look at Mr. Sinister out of the package, looking very tall, very dark. I'm not sure about that grin of his, but whatever. It's a character, right? So obviously comes with the last piece for the Wendigo wave, the right arm. We'll worry about him on a build video. So let's talk Mr. Sinister. He looks pretty comic accurate. I like the shimmer of the blue on the outfit. Definitely the details of the cross lines of the outfit, of course. Doesn't come with any accessories, but what are you going to do? Let's talk about that head. That head just creeps me out. Just I get reminded of the character Him from Powerpuff Girls for some reason. I don't know why, just because that grin. That white, sticks out a lot to that flat top. Dig the boots, dig the gloves. The cape, of course. Has these little tendrils that stick out at the bottom. They are sticking to each other, I guess. Oh no, they actually designed it so it's not sticking out. Like piece by piece like it should, but whatever. It is what it is. Cellophane, nice looking figure. He is imposing. He's pretty tall. We'll probably compare him with some other figures on the line just to see. But let's see his articulation. See what we can do with him, right? So his head can only go back so far just because the top of the cape. But his head goes forward that far. Can tilt a little bit, but you can't really go all the way around because of the top of the cape, of course. You can go back that far. You can go forward that far. Rotate at the waist. So arm goes up that far. You only go that far just because the outfit, of course. Rotation to bicep, double joint at the elbow, forward and back on the wrist, and rotation. Legs go apart that far, go forward and back that far. Rotation at the thigh, double joint the knee, rotation to calf, and forward and back and ankle pivot. So let's put him in some imposing, some powerful poses, I guess, see how he looks. And we'll talk some more about him with the Toy Biz figure. Now, you'll have to forgive me for not putting Mr. Sinister in any real action type poses, because that's not his character, that's not who he is. He's always been the guy in the shadows, the guy who tells villains to do something or whatever. He does a planning, he's a mastermind. He's that man behind the curtain who's, in charge of the plan. And, he's the guy that, at the end, that's when the heroes confront him. Not so much during it. Okay, so I decided to grab the Build-A-Figure Apocalypse and the Sabretooth that came out last year, just to put him into a scale perspective with Mr. Sinister, because he's a big figure as well. And, he looks pretty, I wouldn't say intimidating, but he's, I'm going to say a little bit taller than Sabretooth, but he's definitely shorter than Apocalypse. And I kind of grabbed these two just to put them into perspective, obviously, since Apocalypse gave Sinister his powers and Sinister sent Sabretooth into the tunnels that go kill the Morlocks. So there you go. And of course I pulled out the Toy Biz Mr. Sinister from the Sentinel wave, and clearly he is a product of his time. Definitely, he is an inferior figure, I guess. You can tell the differences, obviously. He looks more like a disco vampire than anything. The shoulder armor is shorter. He's got a light blue color to him. I just think the Hasbro one stands out a bit more. To me, anyways. But, what do you guys think? You like the Toy Biz one better? Like the Hasbro one better? Let me know in the comments below. So there you guys have it. That is the Mr. Sinister. He's not a man of action. He's more the guy that commands. So if you want to have him in your collection like I will, or like in a display, you want him in the back, though. He's the one that points towards the enemy instead of running towards it. So, yeah, he's the guy that you fight at the end, more or less, instead of during a battle. I think it's a good looking figure. Nice design, a lot of detail went into it. But I will say the cape has a couple of blue bleeds throughout it, but that's okay. So, looks pretty cool. And you have to adjust the cape if you want the figure to stand in a certain direction, but that's okay. So it looks very cool. Glad to have it in the X collection. Looking forward to putting him in the X collection. Obviously we'll have to, like I said, put him in more like the shadow area or whatever, as he's a man of shadows, and commands him in shadows or whatever. So, anyways, that's it for this review. Thank you guys as always for watching. I always appreciate it. You know what's coming up next, right? We are doing the Wendigo build, so I'm really excited about doing that. Hope you guys are excited too. If you like what I'm doing, of course, please hit that like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 200 subscribers. I would really dig it if we get 200 before the end of December. So that's it for this. Thank you guys so much. See you next time. And until then, keep up with your collecting and happy hunting.